What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Wardcast, your weekly source for video game news, machinima, and survival horror discussion, updates on the ward, and more. I'm your host, Sean Clark, alongside Jazz Rich
Hi.
and Alec Funnel.
I remember lying in bed as a kid, waiting for Santa to come. Then there was that awkward silence as he got dressed and left.
Alec.
I'm gonna have Christmas jokes for the rest of the month.
Was that supposed to be Chris?
Yes.
What the hell? Interesting. We have a jam-packed episode this week. We've got a lot of news to cover, including Microsoft shutting down Avatar support, the new PlayStation Portable getting an upgrade, more layoffs in the industry, and more. We've also got a couple of trailers to watch. In addition to that, I have a segment about the messy state of physical video games in the digital era. Jazz has a segment on an upcoming game. And we have another machinima to take a look at. And towards the end of the show, we have the NPC game, guessing game, and nobody asked us. A couple of notable things that are happening next week. We have the Game Awards on the 12th. Is anybody interested in that?
No.
After looking at what games are on it, no.
I mean, it's not about the awards. Nobody gives a shit. Just hopefully they announce something worthwhile. Like every year, there's rumors that Resident Evil is going to be there. Usually it's not, but hey, it's possible. It could happen. So that's kind of the main reason I want to watch it, in case there is a trailer for the next Resident Evil game. Or, you know, any game that doesn't look like shit would be nice. But we'll see. It's such an ordeal watching it. It's so long and it's so cringy and it gets worse every year. But I'm going to watch it. I feel obligated. And the Secret Level show is going to be releasing the first episodes on the 10th. Is anybody going to watch that?
The what?
Secret Level?
Never heard of it.
It's that video game anthology show. It's going to have like Mega Man and God of War and Concord for some reason and a bunch of other shit.
Why Concord?
Because they thought it wasn't going to die. They thought it was going to be a big deal, but it wasn't.
Right, so they know it's dead now.
Well, it's too late. They already made the episode for the show, so they can't just pull it out. I mean, I guess they could remove it technically, but that'd be
It's too late to pull out.
Yeah, the deed is done. So yeah, I might skip over that episode. I mean, I'm gonna watch it because I want to see like the Mega Man one and maybe a couple others. I don't know. We'll see. I'm curious, and I don't have to pay for it, so it'll just be there to watch. So why not? Might as well. With all of that out of the way, let's jump into how the week's been going. Alec, we're going to start with you. How was your week?
Yeah, it's been a busy one. I played Sons of the Forest with everyone, pretty much. I played new to me Mr. Mosquito. Yeah.
I like that game.
Awkward. It was just like, I remember what you said, Jazz, and I was like, when I played
Yeah.
it, yeah.
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 And then I played new to me Blood Omen Legacy of Kain, and not my type of game, to be honest. It's like,
The original?
I guess it was on a PlayStation Premium or something, months or something like that, somewhere on a PlayStation free to play.
Was it like a kind of top-down perspective?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It reminded me of Baldur's Gate 2. I was like, okay. So yeah, but I have played Soul Reaver, and I was kind of thinking it would be like that, but no. But never mind. I played some Hitman, and I watched a bunch of things. I watched The World According to Caleb, the guy from Clarkson
The fuck?
Farm.
Sorry. I don't know what the fuck just happened.
You turned into an Xbox?
But it just did it randomly.
You are now an Xbox. Congratulations.
Woo!
I watched WWE Survivor Series 2024. A bit bland, to be honest. Full of errors. I watched. Oh yeah, speaking of
Full
errors,
of errors.
yeah,
How?
botched moves and everything. It's just like. I mean, if you've been watching it for years, you just kind of like, yeah, that was supposed to not happen, but this is what happened anyway. I watched the last 2 episodes of season 4 of The Boys, and I'm like, what the fuck was that season?
Garbage.
Yeah.
It feels like they just like fired everybody and started over. Like it doesn't feel the same. Everything is worse. I don't understand what happened.
I'm not going to go into spoiler territory, even though it's quite old now, but it's just like, why? Why did they change the characters? And it's like, why go with that ending? I don't know.
It legitimately feels like they wanted to ruin it.
Yeah.
And they succeeded, so good job.
Yeah. I'm just like maybe if season 5 is the end, I'm like, yeah, that's fine. But yeah. Then I watched Ugly American season 2, so that was good to rewatch that again. And yeah. Show and tell. Right. I have some lights, new lights.
Noits.
Lights. Wow, that's just shown up as one fucking colour. But it's
Yeah.
colours. got another one in the back. And T-Rex. A multicolour changing T-Rex.
It's a fat ass crocodile.
It is a fat ass crocodile. Yeah, pixely. That's what I see. But then something Lee gave to me for some reason. He did bring it up on the Wardcast of like me and Jazz were talking in the background while Sean's doing something, and I'm multitasking. I can listen, ignore, and forget all at the same time. So yeah.
Very appropriate for you.
Yep. Yeah. And that was my week. Jazz, how was your week?
Oh, hello. My week was poo-poo. So I'll just go on to things, watching some YouTubes. Don't remember anything like different that sticks out. I watched a couple movies. I hung out with my mom on Monday and we wanted to watch a Christmas movie that's not even out. Like it's still in theaters. So we were trying to figure out like if it's gonna come to streaming before Christmas, and hopefully it will. It's a movie called Red One, where like Santa gets kidnapped and like it's The Rock, and I don't know the other guy's name, but they have to like save him, and it just looks like really stupid and good. So I was like, oh yeah, it looks like one of those like silly movies. So I hope it comes to. It's supposed to come to Prime, because it is like an Amazon movie. And so instead we watched.
Is it?
Yeah, it's an Amazon.
I didn't know that.
Amazon Studios or something like that.
Hmm.
And so we ended up watching Dear Santa, and that one was just like stupid good. Like I enjoyed it. My mom said she enjoyed it too. It's like the kid writes a letter to Santa, but he's dyslexic, so he wrote Satan, and like
What?
Jack Black shows up as like the devil, and he's like trying to like grant him wishes so that like the kid like, if you get these 3 wishes, but I get your soul. And it's like it was really stupid, and like Jack Black played it really well because it's Jack Black, so like that's like his type of casting. But yeah, we laughed. It was a like little Nicky kind of humor movie. Like it was just stupid, but like the kid was pretty good in it. There was a lot of like some dumb stuff. It was definitely like more leaning kind of towards like family movie, but I was watching it with my mom, so yeah. Just like it's just my mom's like, oh, I'd never even noticed that like Lee, I'm looking forward to watching Red One. Why would I be better off? I'm gonna watch Die Hard anyways, but I want to watch something with my family too. it's my mom was like, oh, it never occurred to me that like Satan and Santa are like so similar. I'm like, yeah, but just like the thing that like how many dyslexic kids have written letters to Satan. It's just really funny. Um, yeah, so we did that, and then I watched a movie called Space Cadet, which was also one of those like stupid movies, but it was okay. Her like friend fakes her application to get into NASA's like astronaut training program, and then she gets in, but like she has absolutely no degrees or anything. Yeah, just watched a couple of things. I played some Phoenix Rising, Immortals Phoenix Rising, because since I got the PS5 one. Like I played
Do
it one
you
night.
notice a difference
Me?
visually?
No, but it's been a while since I hadn't played it since I originally played it. Well, I hadn't played it in a long time, so I haven't really noticed, but I mean it's still really freaking pretty, so there probably is a difference. But I was streaming it for Shayla because she'd never seen it, and I thought that she might enjoy it, and so I was streaming it, and she was watching, and we were laughing because I love the narration of like Zeus and Prometheus, like the whole time in the background. I meant to play some more games because I tried to order a game, but there was a payment delay, and so it didn't arrive till today. But I recently found out it came out in 2022, but I recently found out about this game.
Oh no, you're not gonna like that game.
I think I am. It
It's
looks
a
fucking awesome.
it's a Souls like.
It doesn't look like it though.
It is. I played it. It's good, but
I
it's
mean,
very Souls like. It's even got
you said that about
like
Ghost
the
of Tsushima, and I really enjoyed that.
Tunisia.
it's even got like the campfire system where it's like you go to these points on the map, and when you save or upgrade, it respawns all the enemies and all that kind of shit. It's very very Souls like.
But it seems to have way more of a story.
Uh, yeah, it has more story. Like I haven't played a whole lot of Dark Souls, so I can't really compare. But there is story. There's cutscenes and stuff. It's good. I just like I know you don't like Souls like games, and that's
I don't like Souls, like the game itself. But again,
Also don't like
you said
Souls.
that Ghost of Tsushima was like it
well,
was
I
Souls like, and
that one I say based on what I've heard. I never played Ghost of Tsushima, so I can't compare. But that one I've played specifically, so that one I can tell you for sure is very much like that.
well, I watched the gameplay and the story trailers, and they both look really cool, and they didn't look to be like games that they look like games that I've played before, and they didn't look like this like Souls, whatever that like the actual Souls thing. Anyways, I'm pretty excited to try it, so I'm still gonna try it.
Yeah, I hope you like it. I like it.
I'll like hold it up and you're like, oh no. I'm like,
Well, I
there we
was
go.
just concerned for you because like I know you don't like that kind of game. Like you don't like Dark Souls.
Oh, I'm still pretty excited. And then again, it was released on the 5th, and payment issues, so I couldn't have it delivered. I assume that when you pre-order shit, it's paid for when you pre-order it. Apparently not. With Amazon, apparently it's paid for like when it comes out. And so that caused the payment issue, a delay. I mean, so I didn't get it till today, but I got my steelbook thingy. Yay, collectors! I haven't opened yet because I literally just got it like a couple hours ago. Exciting! Come on, it's exciting. Plague's Tale. Yeah. Anyway, my actual show and tell is Alex sent me this.
It's two steel books, right? In there?
I don't know.
think?
I haven't opened it. Yeah, I think so.
It's cool. I didn't realize it came in like a special box and stuff. It's cool.
Collection 2 critically acclaimed games. I think it's just showing one steelbook, but it's really hard to tell because it's dark. I don't hear any rattling. But yeah, Alex sent me this because last week I mentioned that I lent it to somebody and never got it back. It's so shiny.
Yeah.
Which after the holidays, I'm gonna take in my broken 64 to that store close to here, and they're gonna check, and if it doesn't work, they're gonna give me a discount on a new one, well, like a new old one, so I could trade it in. So it's pretty cool. But I'm pretty sure that the little expansion thing that you have to put in it for Majora's Mask is still in there because I think it'd be cool to play like the Zelda games on the 64 the way that they were meant to be played. Even though I can play them on like 2 other ways. What is this? Wave race. Yeah. Anyways, that's my week. Sean,
you can play that on the Nintendo online thingy too, can't you?
Yeah, I can play it on 2 different other ways. On that and on the 3DS. But that's the way it was meant to be played. I used to be able to play it on the Wii as well, but that was crap. And also the Wii. So it was double crap. How was your week, Sean? The Wiimote.
My week was okay. I started watching Squid Game a few years late, but I got there. It's pretty good so far. It's kind of what I expected it would be. But I guess they're finally doing a new season, I think, sometime in December. Yeah, but that was kind of coincidentally. I just, for whatever reason, felt like finally watching it, and I have been watching it, and it's pretty good. I saw a new movie called The Order. It was okay. And I saw Abigail, which was kind of cool. It's a kind of a goofy vampire movie. Kind of gave me like 80s, 90s horror vibes. Kind of like, I don't know if you've ever seen like the Night of the Demons movies, but kind of gave me like that kind of a vibe. And those are good movies if you like silly horror movies. That was really good. Watched more Warrior Nun. I started a zombie show called Feel the Dead, which sounds like a porno, and it's terrible. It's it kind of feels like they're trying to mix The Walking Dead and The Last of Us, and like they literally took a scene from The Last of Us where, I guess spoiler alert for Last of Us, but the scene where Joel and Sarah, they're trying to escape, and Sarah gets shot and all that and she dies. Like that scene, they split that scene in half and like gave it to 2 different characters, but between the 2 scenes, like it's almost like a shot for shot recreation of that scene, and it's just super blatant and weird that they did that. But anyways, so there's that, and there's a zombie that's like coming after one of the characters, and the zombie like looks down at the ground like to make sure that they don't trip, like the actor did that. Just to kind of give you an idea of the amazing acting. This is funny. It made me laugh because the zombie's just like, oh, I don't want to fall down, oh god. But yeah, and it's weird because like it's clearly an English speaking movie, but like they redubbed it, like it's dubbed over in English, but you can tell by like the lip movements that it was in English to begin with. So I don't know why they redubbed it, but they did, and it's just kind of weird. But yeah, watching that. I don't know if I'll watch the whole thing because it's terrible, but I played The Forest with you guys in Shayla. I beat System Shock. Got all the trophies except for the hard difficulty trophy. I'm not even going to attempt that, so I uninstalled it. I started Gekido, Kintaro's Revenge. It's fucking awful, and I regret buying it. It's a 2D kind of beat 'em up side-scrolling game, and I normally like those, but this one it's really simple. It doesn't play very good. It's difficult just because of like it's very bullshitty. And like they made it so you have 5 lives, no continues, and when you're getting bullshitted all the time, it's just not a very fun experience. So like I couldn't even get through the story, so I gave up on that. I spent a significant amount of time playing with the source filmmaker, just kind of watching tutorials and stuff like that. I still don't know if it's doable yet. It's really complex, but like on some level, you're kind of expected to, like, you're basically doing production level animation. So like it's a lot of really tedious, complicated work, and like there's elements within the software where you have to like type in mathematical equations to manipulate camera movements and stuff like that. Like it gets really complicated. So I don't know. I still want to give it a chance and see what I can do with it. But I don't know. Just even kind of going through and finding the models that I want and the environments has been kind of a pain in the ass. And there's like some models will have like skeletal rigs and some won't, and some will have like facial manipulation options and some won't. So it's just like a lot of trial and error and just figuring out like what you can do with what and stuff like that. So I don't know. I'm hoping I can make it work. If I can't, there's a couple more options. There's 3D editing software and animation software called Blender that I can try. And I still want to give Gmod a shot as well. You know, we talked about doing that a while ago. I'd still like to do that. I kind of researched it a little bit. Apparently, Gmod's not as there's not as many options in terms of like animating and like actually recording machinima from what I read. But I haven't really experienced it, so I don't really know how to compare it. But you've used it for that purpose, Jazz. Like, do you feel like it's a pretty good way to like animate and capture video for machinima?
It's definitely a little hard. Well, it's not that bad. It's just like you don't have the lip movement, and you really have to like set up because you have the cameras, so you have to like get your positioning right for the puppeteering. Like we've only done one episode, but it wasn't bad. It was definitely like in our beginning, like we were learning as we were doing it, and we had Waffle helping us puppeteer. With like more puppeteers, it's probably a little easier, but I mean, it definitely works. It's not too bad.
I thought Gmod did have lip sync like animation stuff.
If it does, it's like further than what I've learned.
Hmm.
It's not something that I wanted to get into. We just did like the you motherfucker.
Yeah, like the bobbing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, source filmmaker is like, it's really weird. There's like multiple planes of existence where you're editing things. Like editing the animation is like a completely separate timeline over like the camera, and then there's the environment and stuff. Like it's really complicated. I'd be curious to see how it's done in Gmod, just to kind of compare like what it's like. But I do have Gmod and all that. I just have to install it. But at some point, I'd like to mess around with it. If you ever feel like kind of getting into it and maybe giving me a hand with it, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
But one way or the other, I want to make some kind of content like that, whether it's Gmod or Blender or Source Filmmaker or whatever. It probably won't be like the main thing that I make things with, but it'd just be nice to have like every once in a while, like I'll do something like that. That's a little bit more time consuming, but just be nice to have the variety. Yeah, that's pretty much it. My show and tell is going to be a little bit different this week. First, I have a gift from Alec that I'm going to open. And then I'm going to use my show and tell to kind of segue into a segment. And then I'm going to do another segue into the news, because my show and tells are kind of tied to those things. So first, I have a present. Mine was not lost in the snow. It was very easily findable. It could have been. It has been snowing a lot. Ta-da! Thank you, Alec. This is Ninja Gaiden Sigma. He replaced my water damaged one, which is really cool. Jesus Christ. Yay. Is it complete? Hey, it's complete. That's awesome. Thank you. That was
You're
really
welcome.
cool. Thank you.
Just stick it under the toilet for safety, okay?
Yeah, I'll just soak it in some water
Yeah.
so I won't have to worry about it. Now, my other show and tell is this Metal Gear. I got the collection. Um, Initially, I wasn't gonna get it because I thought it was basically one of those physical games that's just like a worthless disc because you had to download a bunch of stuff. But I believe that's only the Switch version, right?
Yeah, so for Switch you have to download.
Everything except for like the
Yeah, pretty
NES games,
much.
right? Yeah. But the PS5 version's not like that. It's all on disc, right?
Yeah, so you get MGS 1, 2, and 3. But you can download the movie kind of things.
Oh, okay, that's what it was. It's like the special features you have to download. Is that what it was?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I knew there was something that you had to download. I thought it was a lot more than that, but I bought it because it was a Black Friday deal. It was really cheap, and it's probably never going to be that cheap again. So I figured, might as well just get it. Give me a reason to play through Metal Gear again. It's been a long time, and it'd be nice to get it new for a really good price. So I did that, and I was like part of my discovery of like, hey, you don't have to download a bunch of shit. As I was looking at the box, and there's nothing there that says like, oh, you need an internet connection or requires download or anything like that. So I'm like, huh, that's weird. So I started to kind of look online to see if I could figure out like what you had to download, and I couldn't find anything. So that's why I was curious. I knew you had played it.
Mm.
But yeah, so that's good news. That's
Yeah.
good.
It's
Um,
Volume 2 coming out, fuckers.
Never. They're going to cancel it. But so yeah, so this leads into the topic that I wanted to talk about, which is the clusterfuck of physical games with mandatory internet requirements and like confusing labeling and shit like that. I was looking at like last time I rearranged and organized my games, I was looking at a lot of I was kind of looking to see like what was damaged and the condition of everything. And I was looking at like um, I guess you'd call them the qualifiers or whatever, where it's like, oh, 1 to 2 players requires this, download there, online only, whatever, just to kind of say like what what is going on in my collection. And I found some interesting things. So I'm going to switch over to this camera. I guess I can do it this way. So one of the games is this one. So you can see it says right there, internet required. Makes sense. That's good. It's good to notate when you need connection to the internet. And then on the back again, I don't know if you can see it, but this one right here says online play required. Okay. So those are important things to have on the box. Makes total sense, especially considering it's the Elder Scrolls Online. Makes sense that you would need the internet, and it notates that perfectly fine. Nothing wrong with that. Then you have Avengers, which is another one that requires you to be online. And it says right there, internet required. Okay. And then on the back, it says online play required as well. Okay. Makes sense. So far, so good. But notice that the indicator was different. Like there should be uniformity. Like when it says that it requires an internet connection, like it should be a consistent indicator. Like on this one, it's like white. God, why is it so bright? Like right there, like that's it. So it's white and blue, big box. And then on this one, smaller box, blue. Why? Like, where's the uniformity? Like, it should be like an official requirement of Sony to notate this. So it should be structured within like the boxing, the way they structure their box art, but it's not. And then on this one, another online only game, and it's different again. This is your indicator here this time that it's online only. can't really read it, but that basically says it requires internet connection. It says internet and PlayStation Plus required for online multiplayer. But again, like, why does it look different every fucking time?
It's a
And then,
different publisher, Sean.
but it's just like when you're looking at the back and
Yeah,
it
I
has
know what you're saying.
this uniformity, like it
Yeah.
should be part of that. It should be consistent. And then you have Anthem. This is another online only game. Do you see anything on there that says online only? Because I fucking don't. Nothing on there. So it is on the back, which is good, I guess. Right there. But kind of important that you put that on the front of the box. You know, like it's a big deal that you know that you have to have an online connection to play this. And this game isn't even playable at this point. So it's like, hey, I have the physical game, but it doesn't mean anything.
It's a bit like when they do the this VR, PlayStation VR is required to play this game under
Right.
the PS4 logo. Yeah.
Exactly. And every title has that. It's consistent. It's big. It's bold. It's in the same place. It always looks the same because it's imperative that you're aware of that before you buy the game. Like that's how it should be with internet connection. And then I have an Xbox game. This one's also online only. And it has this requires Xbox Live Gold. So again, it has a warning, I guess, but it doesn't say it requires internet. It says it requires Xbox Live, which I mean, more or less is saying the same thing, but it should still be more clear because there's a lot of people, especially like parents and stuff like that, that buy games for kids that don't know what the fuck Xbox Live Gold is. So again, it needs to be more concise and clear cut and consistent when they're selling a product with restrictions like that. But it's like it's all over the fucking place. And then, so these two games are very similar. They're, God damn it, fucking upside down camera. So Demon Soul and Elden Ring are pretty much kind of the same, not the same franchise, but like they're same developer, kind of spiritual successor Elden Ring is to like Demon Souls and the Souls games and stuff like that. So these are similar experiences, same developers. So you kind of expect the same process, the same gameplay experience, and the same mechanics, right? So one of these says online play optional on the back. You can't really see it. I need a better camera to do this. But this one, single player game, it says online play optional, which should be kind of a given. It's a single player game. Like it shouldn't have to notate that that's optional. But with this one on the back, it says PlayStation Plus subscription required. So what the fuck does that mean? Again, like we're not consistent. It's online, requires this, requires that. Like, what the fuck does that mean? So this one is a single player experience as well. And it doesn't say it requires internet, but it says it requires PlayStation Plus, which you need internet for. So do you need internet connection to play this game?
No,
It's
you
not
need dial-up connection.
it's not very clear. And I looked it up and you don't. But like the fact that it says PlayStation Plus subscription required, it goes back to this game where it says you need Xbox Live Gold to play it. Like that implies you need an internet connection to play it. But this one gives you the same idea. But this one requires online and this one doesn't. What the fuck? Like, why the fuck is it so complicated? And then this one on the front, it does say that you need internet connection to play it. And on the back, it says PlayStation Plus subscription required. So again, that makes it more confusing. So this one says both. You need an internet and you need PlayStation Plus. But if you don't have internet, you can't play this one. But Demon Souls you can play without internet. But it's giving you the same describers, right? They're both indicating PlayStation Plus. So it's just what the fuck? And then you have this. This one looks normal, right? Any ideas what's wrong with this one?
It's
Season Pass disc.
ah
So this is a partial game. So you have episode 1 of I think 5, and the rest you have to download. So, and again, it does tell you, which is good, but look how fucking small that is. Like that should be way bigger, letting you know what you're actually getting out of that.
bigger than the actual title logo.
Maybe it should be like you mentioned, like the PSVR.
Yeah.
You know, it should be big, bold, front and center, very clear. Then you have this game. You have another notation there that says requires content download. So what the fuck does that mean? Can you play it offline? Servers are down for this game. Is it playable? It doesn't say you need the internet. What the fuck does that mean? So it turns out you can play it offline, but that implies, like, usually when it says requires content download, you have to install something or you have to have like an initial validation of the content before you can play it. But this game, apparently that isn't the case. You can play it without internet connection or without an actual download, even though it says requires content download. Then we have this fucking game. Any ideas on what the fuck's going on with this one? There's no notifications, there's no warnings, there's nothing on the back that says you require internet. Everything should be good to go, right? Nope. This game has no cutscenes unless you connect to the internet. What the fuck is that? How is that not on the box? Crazy shit. And then, hey, this one's topical. Any ideas on this one? Doesn't say anything on the box. Should be okay. Everything should be perfectly fine. Nope. Most of it's on the disc, but you have to download Metal Gear and Metal Gear Solid, Metal Gear Solid VR missions, and I think there was something else. The movies, yeah. But again, I don't even know why I'm looking at the box because it doesn't fucking tell you any of that on the box. So yeah. And that's some of them. That's a handful of the games. And this is coming from somebody who's hyper aware of how fucked up everything is. And like when I buy a game, usually I'm like concerned about these things. So like think about all the people that are affected by this stuff that have no idea this is going on or don't even know to like what they're looking for or that this is a thing. It's just crazy. It's crazy.
Can you imagine all the kids that are getting consoles like late and then they get these games and then,
oh yeah, like
Good
this is going to be like a much bigger conversation in like 10 years.
Oh, yeah.
Like there's going to be so many games that are just broken and fucked up and there's no indication as to like why this is happening or what's going on. Just crazy.
Well, speaking of another thing that's crazy, watching Jazz and then there's a hand underneath her.
What?
Watching Jazz's screen and then there's a hand underneath her.
Is my mic super loud?
No.
No?
A little bit, not too loud.
Okay.
There's always something. Yeah, if it's too loud or something, let me know. Because I can move away from it or turn it down or whatever.
What?
But yeah, I just thought that was worth mentioning. It's just it's crazy too because like most of those, as you could tell, they like weren't even open. So like a lot of these, like by the time if I ever play them, because at this point half of those aren't even worth opening at this point. Like half of those games I can't even play. Like there's no point in even having those discs, and a lot of it I didn't even know until recently that there was an issue. Like the cutscenes with Quantum uh, Break or whatever the fuck that game is. Like I didn't know that was a thing, and like why would I? Like that's not something you would ever assume would be a thing that happens. It's insane. But yeah, fun times. And then before we get into the news, my last show and tell is this game. So there's no online connectivity or anything to look for. Just the box art.
What is it?
Does anything look wrong with the box art?
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, you were very pixely blurry today.
Your
Oh,
camera's
really?
fuzzy, so I can't see.
Try it under the other camera.
Yeah, the other camera is clearer. No, I still don't know what it is.
Wonder worded lasagna.
Like not necessarily the name, but just the art. Like, does anything look wrong with it? Does it seem okay?
I can't tell. I can't tell much of anything on that box. So
Okay. Well, guess what time it is?
What is it?
Well, you're gonna find out when we get into the news. If I didn't have it queued up. Oh shit.
I'm so confused.
News. Now we're going to talk about what's wrong with that box art. So the game is called The Record of
I
Lotus
see.
War, Deedlit in Wonder Labyrinth. And it has been randomly censored. The game was already released with the uncensored version out in the wild, but additional printings of the game will have censored artwork. This may only affect the Switch version, as I have not seen like PlayStation copies that have been censored. But given that Sony's typically more censor heavy than platforms like Nintendo, if Nintendo's getting censored, it's likely that Sony's going to get censored as well. So I imagine it would affect all platforms. I just haven't seen it myself to confirm. But so the one on the left, the original, that's the one I showed you. That's the uncensored, and the one on the right is the censorship. Do you see it?
Oh. So they closed the shirt.
Yeah.
Okay.
What? Like, so my problem is like I want to know like how did this come about? Like, did somebody actually complain? Or was somebody like so obsessed over something so minor that they had to go in and correct this atrocity of a thing? Like
Yeah,
what? It's crazy.
I kind of see what Diz, like probably what Diz said. Nintendo is mega family friendly.
But we
Well,
talked about
well,
it
that's-
last week.
But the thing is, Nintendo censors way less than any other platform. Like Switch games they get away with way more stuff than you can get away with on like on a Sony system or an Xbox system. So like if you want the uncensored version of something, you have to get it on the Switch.
But is it a booby game or is it like just
No.
Is it a Zelda game?
It's just like a 2D action RPG.
Because maybe the developers or whoever was like, yo, there's not really like maybe we should just they liked it better the other way. And they were like, I guess there's not really a reason for her to have her shirt open.
That's just crazy to me because like they had to like that cost the company money to do something like that because they have to go in and
Not
fix
if they
the
have
art and
two
reprint the whole
versions.
thing.
Is the game out already?
Yes.
Oh,
Well,
What-
hold on to your
I,
copy,
I,
Sean.
I just
'Cause
I just held it up. Like it makes no fucking sense. Like, but who's getting offended by that? Like, why? That is so crazy to me.
I mean, I don't want to see boobs all over the place. There's enough boobs in freaking media already. Boobs and
Well,
dicks.
most people that like anime style games like boobs. Most, not all, but a lot.
Shayla was based off D&D. She just announced that.
But yeah, so just another random censorship thing. And like, so censorship is getting like so bad that credit card companies are starting to withdraw their services from certain companies unless they either censor or remove content. The creator of the Love Hina manga, he started his own manga backup library site 14 years ago that offered free backups of his existing manga. Like you could go to his library and just download anything that was out of publication. And that site was completely funded by premium members who would just donate or whatever, or they would pay like for premium service to get features or benefits or whatever. And the only way that you could do that is, through a credit card. And because it's manga, there's boobies and shit like that. And credit card companies like Mastercard and Visa pulled their services from him, and he had to shut down his service. He was running that for 14 years, and he's a really prolific manga artist, and they shut him down because they refused to allow them to process um, transactions with their credit card services. That's pretty fucked up. Because of what? A a difference in ideology? Like this has been around and people have loved it for 14 years, and all of a sudden you just shut this shit down and ruin this guy's business and take all these mangas away from consumers because you don't like boobs. I don't like that. Just I don't think they should be able to have that kind of control. It's kind of fucked up.
I mean, perhaps he'll try going through Bitcoin instead.
Yeah, I mean, he would probably have to, but like, how many people use Bitcoin on the regular? You know what I mean? I feel like it's more of like a
Yeah,
investment
but
thing.
the more that this shit happens, more people will wise up and then go to
Yeah,
that kind of.
yeah. I mean, they're gonna have to, or they're gonna cease to be able to exist. It just kind of sucks. Some people want their boobs. That's all I'm saying.
Do you want some boobs, Sean?
Sure, why not? A Critical Role video game is eventually coming. If you don't know who they are, Critical Role is essentially a group of voice actors who role play Dungeons and Dragons. They record their sessions and post them online. They have their own official D&D merchandise and stuff like that. They have a is it Netflix or no? It's an Amazon Prime show, an animated show based on one of their campaigns. Um, and they've been around for how long, Jazz? Do you know?
No, I don't.
They've been around for a long time. Um, but they're going to be, according to the CEO and one of the main cast members, Travis, is it Willingham?
Willingham.
They've been working for a while now on how to go about making a video game. And he said that an announcement may be coming soon. So they've been working on it for a couple of years. And they just want to make sure that they approach it right. And they're going down all the avenues to make sure that they're approaching it correctly to make a quality product. So that's pretty cool to see that they're working on a video game. I'll be interested to see what that's going to be. They didn't mention like what exactly it's going to be. Is it going to be based on like the animated show, or if it's going to be based on one of the campaigns they did? They didn't really detail anything. It could be something completely new, but definitely worth keeping an eye out if you're into the whole Critical Role thing.
You didn't introduce them correctly. They're a group of nerdy ass voice actors. That is how Matt Mercer introduces them. You
I
gotta
hope
add
that
that nerdy ass.
they do some voice work for the game as well. That'd be cool. Be kind of disappointing if they didn't.
Oh, I'm sure they will. I like that the picture you use, you just have Trinket's nose sticking up like he wants to be in the picture too.
Yeah. And we got more layoffs hitting the game industry. I know it's shocking. But Friday the 13th and Predator developer Ilphonic have now been hit with the layoffs. This news comes following their latest release, Killer Clowns from Outer Space, which has been underperforming. The game launched in June with a peak of 4,333 players on Steam and a mere 25 players online at the time of this report. Killer Clowns is an online multiplayer game only, so that game can't exist without a healthy player base. So this is not good news for Ilphonic and is likely the cause of the layoffs. Ilphonic CEO and co-founder Charles Brungart addressed the layoffs on Twitter saying, "Today we had to accept the harsh reality that the state of the industry has impacted us here at Ilphonic. It is with the heaviest of hearts that cuts to our team had to be made as we realign to refine our strategy. There is a lot of talent in this group, and if you or your team is hiring, please reach out so people can be connected to open roles. Thank you." So, yeah. And I just learned this too, but apparently Ilphonic was partially formed in Lakewood, Colorado, which I used to live in. So it's kind of
Wow.
interesting.
Did you get fired too?
Yeah, I don't know, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. It kind of sucks. I think they're a good developer, so it kind of sucks to see them kind of slowly falling apart like many other companies within the industry. And it sucks too because like I kind of saw this coming with Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Like that's a pretty niche IP. You know, it's based on a 80s horror movie of the same name, and like that can't be appealing to a very large audience. So them attempting to make a game out of that was probably not a good idea. But I don't know, just it's cool that they did that because clearly that was something that they were interested in and passionate about, and they took a risk. And you know, not a lot of companies are willing to put their asses on the line to do something that they care about. So it's just unfortunate that they tried it and it didn't work out.
I mean, if you think of it, Capcom did the thing with Resident Evil. That was a movie. Sweet Home.
What? Oh,
Sweet.
They made
Yeah.
a game from the movie Resident Evil, Sean.
yeah, kind of.
Because
Yeah.
it was based on a movie called Sweet Home, and then they did
Alabama.
Sweet Home, the video game.
Yeah,
So
yeah, it's true. Ilphonic isn't the only company with layoffs to report. As a shock to no one, Ubisoft is laying off more people as they shut down their live service shooter X Defiant. It's
Never
been
even heard of it.
exactly. It's been reported that Ubisoft has reduced its staff by 1,700 employees since 2022 and is now adding to that number as they shut down 2 production studios in San Francisco and Osaka and reduce staff at its Sydney site. This will result in up to 277 additional employee cuts.
7.
X Defiant launched strong in May, attaining 1 million unique players within 2.5 hours of the game launch. So it started really strong.
Damn.
However, attention started to dwindle by August, where the game had less than 20,000 players.
Damn.
Ubisoft announced the game will be discontinued immediately, blocking all new purchases and new registrations. Any purchases made within the last 30 days will also be refunded. Ubisoft says they will release their Season 3 content soon, but the servers will be shut down on June 3rd, 2025.
Play it while you can.
Boo-hoo, Ubisoft is falling apart. So sad. And that's not all, though. More layoffs. Deck 9 also joins the layoff party. The Life is Strange double exposure developer is suffering its second batch of layoffs in 2024. Earlier in the year, Deck 9 reduced its staff by 20%, around 130 employees. It's not mentioned how many people are affected by the second round of layoffs, but the studio attributes the cuts to the challenging times many companies in our industry are currently facing. That's kind of a vague statement. It's because of the challenging times many companies in our industry are currently facing. I mean, that's not just like one thing. You know what I mean? It's like, it sounds like there's just like one big issue that's happening, but it's like there's a lot of things going on right now
It's
that are affecting this.
20% of Deck 9 were Chloe fans.
Wow.
And they were like, oh, it's a Max game.
Yeah,
We're leaving.
it's sad because that's the same studio that also did Before the Storm.
Yeah,
So-
exactly. They're like, oh,
I thought you liked that game.
I'm having fun with it, but I'm just saying that 20% was like, bye. They were Chloe fans, so when Chloe's not in a double exposure, they were like, I'm leaving. Smurfette. Blue bitch.
Bloober team begins production on another new project.
Bloober.
In addition to Bloober's new space-themed survival horror game Chronos, The New Dawn, they have begun another project. The developer consists of two teams which both operate independently. One is working on Chronos, while the other have been working on the Silent Hill 2 remake, which means the Silent Hill 2 remake team have begun pre-production on their next game. Though Bloober didn't detail what the game is, there is a decent chance this is another Silent Hill title. Any thoughts on that?
More Silent Hill.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so stoked.
I think it'd be good. I hope it's a Silent Hill game. I hope it's the original. I hope they're remaking Silent Hill 1. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah, I think that one really needs the next major
Desperately.
one. Yeah.
And after my experience with Silent Hill 2 remake, I have complete confidence that they can do that game justice. So I'd really like to see them at least give it a shot. But we'll see. It could be a completely new IP. It could be the Medium 2 for all I know, or Layers of Fear 3, which I don't know that anybody wants, but who knows? One of the most instrumental people of PlayStation, Shuhei Yoshida, is retiring in January. This probably would have meant a lot more like many years back because he's not like an instrumental person within Sony at this point, but he has been for a long time. He's been with PlayStation for 31 years, and he was part of the founding team that created PlayStation. He's had tons of titles within the company. At one point, he was the president of Sony Computer Entertainment in 2008. So once upon a time, he was a very important person within the company, but currently he's just the head of indies, the head of indie. What is it? Oh, he's head of the Indies Initiative right now. So like today, like losing him isn't going to really change the company at all. But you know, it is kind of sad to see somebody that's been instrumental in the success of the company over 30 years, you know. But yeah, I guess it's good that he's retiring. He earned it.
Or did he?
It's just weird though, because like there's so many people retiring or going to other companies, and like none of these companies are the same anymore. It's like if you like Sony or you like Microsoft or you like, you know, developers like Obsidian or something like that, like all of these companies, like with everybody leaving, none of it's the same anymore. Like none of it holds weight anymore. You know, like if you're familiar with people of the past, you know, who were within these companies, like they held water. It's like, oh, well, you know, these people that made these games are with the company. So, you know, I'm excited for the next thing that they're going to do. But now that we don't really have any kind of an attachment to the people within these companies, it's kind of like they're a brand new company. We don't really know what to expect, if they're going to do something good, or you know what I mean? Just like it used to be like, oh, Bethesda's making a new game, that meant something. But now it's like, well, I don't know anybody that works in Bethesda anymore, so are they going to make a good game? It's the same thing with Sony and Microsoft and like all the big companies. It's all fresh new people. So we just don't have that anymore. It's weird. It's a weird time.
I don't know. I think like we've been out the prime of gaming for quite some time now.
We what?
We've been out the prime of gaming. Considering
Mm,
us, we all kind of came about the same kind
yeah,
of era. So it's just like,
yeah. And I mean, again, it's been a long time. Like this dude was with the company for over 30 years. So it's like, and that's how a lot of these companies have been. They've been around since like the 90s or whatever, depending on the company, and people retire, they move to another company or whatever. So like that is inevitable, but it just sucks. Like I miss the days where, like you could count on certain things. It'd be like this developer, the last 4 games they made were awesome. So the next game they make, you expect it to be really cool and it's exciting. Like we don't have that anymore. Like you hear these names that used to mean something, and it's just like, I hope it's good. There's just no excitement anymore. Look at Resident Evil. I want to be excited for Resident Evil
I want to
9,
look at Resident Evil.
but exactly, yes, I don't want to look at Resident Evil either. I'm terrified to see what they're going to do with 9. But yeah, good for him. He had a good run.
This is what you're talking about. We're all gonna work forever. We're never gonna die.
Why not?
Forever.
They should work forever, and they should stay in the same companies forever. Chain them to a post. It's fine.
Yeah.
Xbox is shutting down the Avatar Editor app for the 10 people out there that care. The decision was made public on the Xbox support site, stating that the app will no longer be available as of January 9th, 2025. This means users will no longer be able to access the avatars whatsoever or any of their purchased avatar items.
Oh no.
Xbox will be refunding avatar purchases made between November 1st, 2023 and January 9th, 2025. This means any purchases made since the introduction of the updated avatars in 2018 through October 31st, 2023 will be lost. So yeah, all the hats and t-shirts and costumes and shit you bought for your avatar over the course of what, 6 years? They're just going to disappear.
It's
You're
okay.
not even,
I'm not a fan of that hockey team anymore anyway.
you're not even going to be able to look at them. Like they're going to just completely be erased, which is kind of fucked up. Like they could at least like just abandon the service and just still have it like there so that you can like see your avatar and the things that you bought and stuff like that. Like what does that hurt? I mean, I guess they have to host
Xbox anymore.
I guess they have to host the servers, but that can't be that expensive. But yeah, it's kind of shitty. Oddly enough, though, the original Xbox avatars will remain accessible on the Xbox 360.
Oh, sweet.
But that's probably because I think that whole system was like part of the console, like as part of the infrastructure of the Xbox 360. It wasn't like a independent program that they added later, so they're not having to maintain any digital like server space or anything like that. So I'm assuming that's the difference. But it's just kind of ironic that like your 20-year-old avatars from Xbox 360 are still going to be there, and the newer ones from 2018 are going to be gone.
It's because the guy who's like running the server for the like they're closing all of it, but the guy who's running the server for like the 360 ones like forgot his password, and he's like, fuck it, let's just leave it. No one's using it anyway.
Yeah, it sucks. I wish they would have put a little bit more effort into it, because like I thought it was a cool idea, and I don't know if they did this on the newer version of the avatars, but on the 360, like just like you could unlock achievements, you could also unlock like avatar outfits and stuff like that. Like you can get, like, you're playing Halo, you can unlock like a Halo helmet for your character and stuff like that. I thought that
Yeah.
was really cool.
Halo, Halo. Halo. I know that there was also games that you could play online, and you could use your avatar in the games. There's like that snowball fight one.
Yeah, like that was cool too. Yeah, and again, I wish that was something that they did more frequently, is like made games where you could put your avatar in there. Like they could do like racing games and stuff like that. And I remember in the early days of the Xbox 360, they had a bunch of um like community kind of based games where you could put your avatar in there. Like they had was it 1 versus 100 or something like that, where it's like your avatar and 100 other avatars, and it's like a trivia game, and like everybody gets eliminated down to like one winner and stuff like that. And like it was all, the whole thing was built around using your avatars. And they had like strategy games where you could use your avatar, like I think it's called Kingdom of Keflings or something like that.
Yeah, Keflings.
Yeah, like that was cool. Like I really like that idea where you have like this profile character and you can actually use it in games and stuff, and you can get costumes. Like I thought that was a really neat idea, but they just didn't really utilize it. And I think when they brought back the avatars for this like 2018 update or whatever, like they did even less with the avatar system, which is why it uh, didn't really take off and nobody seemed to care about it. But yeah, it's unfortunate. The Mii's died too, I guess. So I never really got into that though. The whole Mii thing.
Other than the song, nothing about it was good.
I didn't really play a whole lot of Switch, honestly, so I never really used it, but I spent a lot of time playing Xbox, so I have more of a connection with the Xbox avatars than I do with the Switch or with the Wii. But yeah. Riot Games is crossing a line by banning players for things they do outside of their games. The League of Legends and Valorant developer have updated their terms of service, and it's interesting. As part of its off-platform conduct initiative, Riot can ban you from their games by doing or saying things that violate their terms, even if it happens outside of League of Legends or Valorant or any of their games. If you simply have one of the games in the background, like in a YouTube video or streaming, for example, or if you're creating content about their games, you can be banned. And not just banned from one game, but banned across all their games. So yeah, so say you have a really shitty experience in League of Legends and you're a content creator and you make a video about it, about your shitty experience. If they don't like what you say and they feel like you're violating the terms by shitting on their brand, or if they feel like you're if you're offending somebody with your opinion, they can remove you from all of their games. That's insane. And this could be a game that you bought 20 characters in and you have 400 skins in. You're fucking $20,000 deep in DLC. Doesn't matter. Because you made a video or said something on a stream or something that they don't like. Boop, gone. Yeah. The updated terms of service also allow Riot to run programs on your device while you're not using Riot services as well. So technically, depending on how they do this, you might not even need to have one of their games up and running at the time. If they're doing a process that's running in the background on your system and you make content, or if you're streaming or whatever, and you do something that they don't like and they're running in the background, they can still ban you. So like if you're playing one of their mobile games on your phone and it's running in the background and you send like a tweet on Twitter and you offended somebody based on their terms, boop, gone. No more Riot games for you. And the update prevents users from filing class action lawsuits against the company as well. So that's cool.
That sounds dumb.
Yep. And what's sad is I'm sure we're going to see this across multiple companies sooner rather than later. But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and another thing about this too is the fact that like part of their like violating terms shit is like harassment is part of that. And like harassment is super circumstantial because like this could affect, say you go to that Facebook group for Dragon Age, if it was a part of Riot, you go to that Facebook group where they ban you or they get offended when you do the laughing emoji or whatever, that could be considered harassment and you could get banned for that. Like you could be removed from playing Riot games because you did the laugh emoji on in like a fan community because it's considered harassment. Like that's insane. It's a lot of power that they have, especially if you're one of those people that spends a lot of money on DLC.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff. More Ubisoft fun. Ubisoft is effectively forcing users to pay for DLC for Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. Ubisoft recently released a DLC for the game that locks you out of your content progress unless you have the new DLC. If you try to continue an existing game, it will give you an error and tell you that you need to purchase the DLC to load the file. So, from the moment that DLC existed, if you have an existing save file, you can't use any of them until you buy the DLC. Like you can start a new game and play your game, but if you're like halfway through the game when that DLC came out, you either buy the DLC to continue or you start over from the beginning. So that's kind of crazy. Ubisoft responded to the issue saying that it's a result of a bug, offering no current solution and no timeline for a fix. Many users on Reddit report their support tickets being ignored or closed without resolution. So they're aware of it. They're just apparently not in a rush to fix it. So that's cool. Oh, Ubisoft. Please just go out of business.
Jake Sully.
Please.
Sony updates the PlayStation Portable to be a little better, kind of. When the new PSP released, users were pretty disappointed to learn that the device had very limited functionality and wasn't even really usable outside of the home. Basically, the device was kind of like a second screen experience, kind of like if you're using the Switch in your home, instead of playing on a TV, you can play it on your little portable screen or whatever. That's basically all it really did. So a lot of people were pretty disappointed in that. But Sony has taken a small step to address this by offering limited cloud streaming to the device. However, there is a big catch. The feature is only available to PS Premium users, so the feature will essentially cost you $160 a year to use it. Also, you can't stream just any games. In fact, you can't stream any of the games you own. You can only stream a selection of games from the PlayStation Plus game catalog. And only PS5 games will work. So no PS4 or older will work on it. And it's only games that are in the PS Plus catalog. So I guess that means the monthly free games? Or is that like the premium? I don't know.
Yeah, I think you get a catalog of games or something, but
yeah, because there's the free monthly games, and then there's like a premium set of games that you have access to as well, right? Yeah. So I think that is what you can play. But like all your digital games and stuff that you have on your system, you can't stream those to the portable system. Like what? That seems so fucking stupid to me. Like why even have a portable device capable of streaming software if you can't access your game library that's digital. Like, what? I mean, it's better than nothing. At least they're doing something to make it better, but it's still a little bit silly to me, especially considering how expensive it is. That thing's like $200.
Yeah, you might as well just get a PlayStation Pro.
Yeah, why not? I'm surprised that wasn't part of it. Like, you have to have a PS5 Pro to utilize the service. I'm surprised they didn't go that route. Alrighty, and now it's trailer time. We're wrapping up the news. We got 2 trailers we're going to take a look at. First is Behemoth. It's a sort of Shadow of the Colossus kind of game, but it's in VR, which sounds really cool to me. The game has like really brutal, like decapitation animations, and like depending on where you swing your sword, like you can chop their head off, you can fucking cut people in half, cut off their limbs and stuff like that, which sounds like it'd be a lot of fun in VR. Just fucking dismembering people.
Cut their dicks.
But the really cool thing is that it has these like really massive kind of bosses that are like levels where you have to kind of figure out like how to navigate, like climbing around the boss to find their weak point, and then you have to attack that. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Shadow of the Colossus, but it's kind of the same idea, but doing that in VR sounds really cool. Yeah, we're gonna take a look at the trailer real quick.
Ren, the Hollow has grown strong. You must kill the behemoths, the very source of this foul curse.
Come forth!
What dark secrets have you learned from the behemoths?
When you see your people suffer, you will do anything to save them.
You draw power from the curse in your blood. Harness it.
I'll kill you if I have to.
We're so close to breaking the curse, Ren. Don't be led astray.
You're in my thoughts, poisoning my mind.
I'm trying to keep you alive.
The only thing with that is it looks like it'd be really disorienting, especially for people that have problems with that. Like, I know a lot of people get like dizzy and nauseous just playing like normal games where you're just kind of like walking forward. So to have to go through something where you're like fucking grappling and swinging around, and I could see that being a problem. But yeah, it looks pretty cool. It looks like one of the more interesting VR games that I've seen in quite a while. But it's out now. It's on MetaQuest, PSVR 2, and PC. And
Shadow of the Colossus with Monster Hunter VR.
Yeah, which is a good combination. And the second trailer is for Deepest Fear. This is an upcoming first-person sci-fi horror game inspired by 80s horror, like the Thing and Aliens. The game has you stranded in an underwater facility overrun with creatures that spawn from water sources. The player has to survive the crumbling facility infested with monsters long enough to be rescued. This is not a VR game, so this might appeal to you guys a little bit more, but it looks really cool. Kind of looks a little bit System Shock, Bioshock-ish, but it looks pretty cool.
What the hell happened to these people?
Please, oh God, help me!
What the hell have you people been doing down here?
7.
I thought you said there weren't any more survivors.
Nothing's changed. We stick to the plan.
This place is falling apart. Water's flooding in. Oh my god.
Shoot it! Stay away from the water. They come from the water.
Yeah, I think I picked that over the other one.
Yeah, I mean, those are 2 games for 2 very different audiences. But yeah, that one just got announced. No release date. No console release mentioned. PC only at this point. But yeah, looks interesting. Hopefully it's good. Hopefully we get a little bit more soon. Maybe it'll be at the Game Awards. Oh, who knows?
Oh, whoa.
Whoa. All right. We made it through the news. Jazz.
The news.
Now we're going to do your segment.
My segmente.
Segment.
Segment.
Were you waiting? Were you waiting for me?
Yeah. So I just found out about this game today. It's called Claire Obscure Expedition 33. It's quite a long title, but yeah, it's pretty cool. I singled out that character because well, they released another trailer today announcing the English voice actors, and although like some of the names sound familiar, including obviously like Andy Serkis, but her character Mael, they all have like Frenchish names, is voiced by Jennifer English, who was Shadowheart, and her character is like a loner who doesn't trust people. So I'm like, hey, it's Shadowheart. So I get to pick on another character. It's a reactive turn-based combat JRPG, but it's like it looks so freaking badass. It's by a new developer called Sandfall. Well, they're not new, but it's such mixed information for games because you're like, it's new, but it's not new, and it's Anyways, I don't know. I am so good at saying information sometimes. But yeah, it's a groundbreaking turn-based RPG, unique real-time mechanics. It makes battles immersive and addictive more than ever. Now more than ever. Sorry, I'm gonna say it right.
Bringing it back.
Yeah. You explore a fantasy world inspired by the Belle Epoque France, which is yeah, it's French. In which you battle devastating enemies. There's real-time actions enhance the heart of turn-based combat. You craft unique builds with your expeditioners that fit your playstyle via gear, stats, skills, and character synergies. Open an active dimension in combat. You dodge, parry, and counter in real time. Chain combos by mastering attack rhythms. I played a game. Oh, they have that in Phoenix Rising. You know, like you hit the buttons, and if you got to hit the right timing and get combos, and you do specific attacks, so which is pretty cool. But I don't know how they're gonna put that in like turn-based, but it'll be cool.
Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be a lot like Shadow Hearts or Lost Odyssey, which were both really good games.
I was like, Shadowheart, she's a healer, huh? And you can target enemy weak points using a free aim system. We're gonna watch the trailer shortly, but basically the characters have 1 year left to live. There's an entity or some sort called the Paintress, and the Paintress every year paints a cursed number. Everyone of the age of the number that turns that age turns to smoke and fades away. Year by year, the number ticks down, and then like it counts down the age, so everyone in the age disappears. So the Expedition 33 is everyone who has 1 year left. Well, not everyone, because some of the characters are different age, but with 1 year left, they go on an expedition to kill the paintress, and nobody ever has to die again, so she can never paint her number again. So you embark on the journey of Gustav, Mael, and their fellow expeditioners as they try their desperate quest to end basically people dying for no reason. Yeah, and like I said, it's got a English. Well, you guys might know the actors more than me, but Charlie Cox, Jennifer English, as mentioned, Kirsty Ryder, Shayla Nix, Andy Serkis, and Ben Starr. Some of them are they say what they were in, but I forgot. But yeah, so I saw the trailer today, and it looks like a freaking awesome game. I'm already interested. It doesn't have an announced date yet, but it is announced 2025, and I just had pretty sure it's coming for consoles and PC. I lost my tab on the official website. Let me pull it up again. Oh, yeah, the Xbox Series X and S, PS5, Steam, and on Epic Games. So, yeah, let's watch the trailer.
Product not yet rated.
It's really pretty.
Soon she'll wake and paint again. Paint a new number, ticking down every year. One stroke, and everyone of that age vanishes into nothingness. Every year she paints again, and every year an expedition departs for the continent with one hopeless mission: destroy the paintress so she can never paint death again. We'll break the cycle so she can't steal anyone else's future.
This world is full of wonders.
Yet everywhere we go, we walk with death.
Do you mean we're the only ones left?
Even if we fail, we lay the trail for those who will come after. Right? We are Expedition 33.
Yeah. So I'm pretty psyched.
Yeah, it looks really good. I can't remember if we talked about it on the podcast. I remember when they announced it, and I know I wanted to bring it up, but I might have passed on it because I know you guys don't like turn-based RPGs very much. But I think we talked about it. But yeah, I'm really excited about it. Like everything about it, the music, the graphics, the art style, the combat system looks cool. Like even the way that like the presentation is there is like really stylish, kind of like the Persona series where like the menus are all flashy and animated and stuff. Like I really like that.
Yeah. Plus Shadowheart. You get to pick on a character.
Wow. That's a selling point.
I just thought it was funny because it's Claire Obscure and she looks like Claire. Yeah. But anyways, 2025 TBA on the date.
It's not that much longer till it is 2025. So
yeah, so then they're going to say this year.
Almost there.
Now I think it's time for Machinima.
It is indeed time for Machinima, and we're going to be watching Red versus Blue.
Oh boy.
Never heard of them.
I know, it's this little indie thing that nobody's ever heard of. It's a diamond in the rough. Yeah, it's kind of sad to think that they're gone. I went to their website. It's still active, but it's just like basically like thanks for 21 years, and basically just kind of says goodbye. It's very depressing, and the fact that they've been around for 21 years.
Yeah.
What the fuck? That
Oh,
is
yeah.
crazy. But yeah,
Are we going to be around for 21 years?
No.
probably not. But yeah, I miss Red versus Blue, miss Rooster Teeth.
We're gonna watch all of it, Diz. All of Red versus Blue.
Yeah, the whole thing. Yeah, this is
Fucking
going to be just
buckle
one of
up.
the public service announcement videos on the cold and flu season. So I don't know if you guys have seen this. I haven't seen all of Red versus Blue. I think I've seen all of the like original stuff that had like the original
Like Belch
characters,
Chronicles.
because I remember it. I remember watching to the point where like it was a completely new cast and like started to become like more animated and darker and more serious in tone, and I just kind of fell off of it. But I think there's still like a video or two here and there that I haven't seen of the original stuff, because I know they did a lot of kind of not spin-offs, but like one-off videos, kind of like these, like their public service announcement videos. I don't think I've seen all of those. Yeah, so this could be new to you, maybe. I don't know, maybe not. But either way, we're gonna watch it.
Hi everyone, I'm Private Dexter Griff from the popular web series Red vs. Blue.
And as always, I'm Private Dick Simmons.
As many of you are no doubt aware, this flu season has been particularly harsh, even here in Blood Gulch.
During the winter months, disease can spread like a virus. And as we all know, a virus can carry disease.
And with all the crazy new diseases out there, like SARS and zombie fever, you might not even know you're sick until you begin coughing from the stench of your own rotting corpse.
Here to help you look for early warning signs of this year's flu is Medical Officer Dufresne.
Thanks, guys. Hi, everybody. Here are some common symptoms to look for this flu season. Fever, runny nose, watery eyes, embarrassing itchy places, projectile vomiting, fear of abandonment, apocalyptic visions, evil.
Whoa, hold on a second. Did you say evil?
Yeah, those aren't flu symptoms.
Guys, trust me. I'm a doctor.
No, you're not. You just play one on the internet.
Signs your condition could be getting worse include, but aren't limited to, night blindness, hysterical screaming, maniacal laughing, molting, and of course, excessive number 3.
Ew!
I had all of those things.
I was very sick.
No, you didn't, Caboose.
No, it's true. Caboose got Asian bird flu.
What? How is that possible? Doesn't Asian bird flu only infect birds?
Somehow, he found a way.
I am feeling much better now. And I can fly. I am flying! Ow. The sky is very hard. If you think you're feeling sick or possessed by diabolical forces, just remember to get plenty of fluids and cave dwelling time.
Of course, the key is to not get sick in the first place. That means staying warm, and that means accessorizing. What do you think of my new boots, guys? Aren't they fab?
Get out of here, Donut.
You're not even supposed to be in this PSA. Oh, come on, guys. Who knows more about spreading communicable diseases than me?
He's got a point there, guys.
And here's a tip for all you kids out there. Stay off the computer. That way you'll avoid getting a deadly computer virus. Alive in 05. Delano out. So in summary, you can help yourself avoid the common cold if you just avoid some simple mistakes.
If you're feeling dizzy and short of breath, or if you've just been up all night plotting world domination, you're probably coming down with something really, really, really bad.
So stay healthy, because you wouldn't want to have to stay home and miss work or school for even one day.
Oh yeah, wouldn't want to miss work. That would be... terrible. Simmons, I think I'm coming down with something. I don't think I'm going to be able to make it to work.
What in consumption? We've got an outbreak. Simmons, prepare to initiate quarantine protocol Omega-3.
Yes, sir. I'll get the vaccine and the extra-large suppository so we can cure Griff.
Did you say extra large? Suddenly I'm feeling much better.
Too late for needles, Simmons. I've had the bullets in my shotgun medically coated for the fastest possible injection of life-saving medicine.
Great idea, sir. We'll shoot him until he's
healthy again. Really, guys, much better. Seriously.
It's all about containment now, son. If we fire at will,
So
we may be
stupid.
able to save the others.
Hey, Doc, little help here? Quiet, Griff. Can't you see I'm trying to learn new field medical techniques? Hey, Sarge, how would you treat a sore throat?
That's easy. Strychnine soothes and coats as it goes down.
How about fever?
Feed the patient dry ice and replace the blood with a heavyweight antifreeze.
Ah, I see. What about a cold?
A cold? Son, in my day, we would euthanize anyone with a snivel.
Uh-oh.
Ah, the good old days.
I have never seen that, but I have seen Red and Blue, so
There you go.
Love Sarge's fucking reasoning of just wanting to shoot Griff.
Poor Griff. Yep.
I'm playing. Ow.
Alrighty,
This
it's
guy's
time
covered.
for Gams.
Gabs. Oh. Hello, why you?
Alright, motherfuckers, it's game time.
So funky. Right, let's do NPC.
So funky.
Fucking NPCs. If I could play as them, I'd make them walk in front of incoming traffic.
All right. So you guys tell me what the gay. You know how to play this game.
Okay, well, number 3 is is it Hades? I don't. From Hercules.
Yep.
From Kingdom
Hades.
Hearts.
From Kingdom Hearts. Yep, I done.
And in the background, isn't that Croc?
It is a crock of shit. Croc, Legend of Gobbos.
Crock of shit.
So we done C. Well done.
I think the first one, the background looks like the herbs. Maybe?
Yep.
I don't know what the hell that thing is in the front. Looks horrifying. Oh, is it from Pigs of War? It looks like a pig.
What the fuck is Pigs of War? You mean Hogs of War?
Or yeah, Hogs of War.
Well, no, it's not Hogs of War.
Oh, fuck. Pigs, hogs, tomato, tomato.
It's not a tomato either. Chat, you got anything?
The background of B looks familiar, but I don't know.
Familiar how?
Looks like an RPG, but it could be a million games. Or Animal Crossing. It is N64. I see N64guide.com.
Lisa's image be the annoying assistant from Theme Park World. I'll give you that. It's the advisor from Theme Park World.
Never played that. Is the background, what was that game? Quest 64?
No.
Or something like that? No, damn.
Do you want a clue? It's not Animal Crossing, Des.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
I have no idea what the hell that is.
Give it a few more seconds for chat. Alright, so the background is Bomberman N64.
Okay.
Okay. And the character for image A is Mushu Pork from Gex to Enter the Gecko. Now, who the fuck said that? Fucking no one.
Mushu pork.
Yes.
Wow.
Well then.
I went outside the box for that one. I was like, right. Alright, well, this one is the next game.
The guessing game, I guess I should give a fuck. Alas, I do not.
Alright. I'm going to go first this time.
Ooh.
Ooh. And I'm going to give it to Sean. Off you go.
You son of a bitch. So this game looks like shit. It's portable. It's on a boat. It's part of a long-standing franchise. Fuck. It plays like a golf game, but it shouldn't. It has zombies.
Survivor?
Fuck.
Or is it Dead Aim?
It's got a manly man with a bushy beard and a red vest. Who has 2 daughters.
She might not have played this game.
Is on the boat to rescue another main character that should have never been captured.
I thought it's the Resident Evil, but I thought that was Survivor.
You're close.
It better not be Revelations.
Fuck, I don't even know what else I could say.
Because Barry's not in Revelations.
It has an annoying character that's only in this one game.
Yeah, Ark Thompson.
Damn.
Diz, have you got it?
It's not 2.5. Isn't Ark Thompson from Survivor?
He's from Survivor, yeah.
And it's not Dead Aim.
I don't think I have anything else to give you.
Chat.
Trying to think what else I could say without saying something straight up. It's a very rare game.
You can say what platform it is for what console.
I was going to say it's on a portable handheld.
Yeah, he said handheld.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So I think it's one of the Game Boy ones.
And how many Game Boy?
Well, the color.
Yeah. Holy.
Damn.
Barry's in that game?
Yep.
What the hell?
I've got the theme song stuck in my head.
That game has a theme song?
Well, you know, the music. There we go.
Yay!
Resident Evil, Gaiden, Garden, whatever you want to call it.
Resident Evil Garden.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
That would be a good mission of a name for this game. Where's the garden? What garden? Alright, Jazz, you pick on someone?
Okay. All right, Alec.
All right. Fuck. Um. Hmm. Shit. There's a bunch of different characters that are alive, but only to each other. Um. um. Shit.
Yeah.
It's based on a movie. A children's movie. There's multiple of these children's movies.
Casper?
No. Shit, what else can I say? One of the characters is a potato.
What the fuck? They're only alive to each other and there's a potato? What the fuck?
This just got it.
Oh my! Wait.
I like that. You went for potato before you went for cowboy. or like spaceman. The two main ones. You're like a potato. He couldn't say twice. One of them's a potato. I was just like, oh.
Oh boy.
I knew that was gonna be a good one. Good job, Diz. Potato.
I decided we're going to do the machinima version on Christmas episode, so we'll do that further.
Oh God, I better be prepared. Okay. A bunch of friends get together, in a spooky place, and there's some stuff that happens there.
Wow.
It's also spooky, and people are like dying, and they
Until dawn?
Yeah.
Wow.
Spooky place and there's stuff. I'm the greatest.
Alright, well done, guys.
There's no potatoes in that one.
You don't know.
You can throw snowballs at a squirrel.
Alright, that's the game's done.
Until darn.
There's only one thing left to do.
The Among Us guy just on the cliff. Red is sus.
I don't know. I think Steve is sus.
No, it's definitely the sheep.
Alright, so Sony is out there remaking 5-year-old games, while I just want Microsoft to do the same with Lost Odyssey. What game would you like to see remade?
It's funny because I mentioned Lost Odyssey by Coinkydink. How about that?
I was thinking of that when you said it. I was like, oh yeah.
That'd be a cool game to see remade. I mean, it doesn't need it whatsoever, but it'd be cool to see that with like way better graphics and maybe some more polish. It was a little jank.
You know, I think it's been a year, so I think they need to remake The Last of Us again.
Yeah, it's about time. Honestly, I think the game I want to see remade the most is the original Silent Hill, because it fucking needs it so bad.
Not Code Veronica or Dino Crisis.
Code Veronica is coming. I gotta believe.
Dino Crisis would be cool, but I don't know. I think I like the original Silent Hill more than I like Dino Crisis.
Get the fuck off for your podcast.
I love that game.
It's funny.
I mean, I
'cause,
love both of them, but
I was going over my old games on Steam, and stuff, and I just like, because we've asked this question so many times, and every time I always answer, and then I'm like, oh shit, I should have said this. And so the other day I was like, oh, if it ever comes back. So I Am Alive is one that I would like to see like a nice remake or at least a remaster of, because it doesn't get like the hype that it deserves. It doesn't get the attention that it should have had. It's just been alone in its little corner. It's the one where like the world is all like dust. There's like thick dust storms. It's like post-apocalyptic, and you're like the guy looking to get back to his family, and there's like it's people that are your enemies in the dust, and it's just a really like good game. I really enjoy the game, but like it would be really nice to see it come back. It was out. When did it come out? It came out in 2012, so it would be like it's going on 13 years now. So I think it would be like a good time now for it to come back.
it's weird too because that game got no press, and I'm pretty sure it was published by Square Enix. If I remember right, I think.
Oh no.
No?
Let's move on.
Oh God, who was it?
I don't want to say.
Is it Ubisoft?
And Darkworks.
Oh my God, what? They were around back
Which
then?
is funny because I was gonna joke around that they should make a fucking Cold Fear remake.
Yes. Bring it back.
Yeah. But like it got
That's crazy. What are the odds?
It's still funny that yeah, what are the odds? They actually can make good games. I don't know what the fuck happened with Cold Fear. But it was a PS3, like it was on PS3 and Xbox 360, so it was like multi-console. It was on Steam, so like it just get out of here, Cold Fear.
It's back there. You can't escape.
Yeah, it has to be mentioned at least once. But it would be really cool. It would be really cool. And just like while we're on it, I know I don't want to take up. I have it here. Hang on. This one, I know Sean, you've heard of it before, but like this one, I would like to see a nice remake of this one, Psyops, because that was a really cool game.
Isn't that Ubisoft?
Probably Darkworks too.
That'd be so funny.
Oh, it's Midway.
Oh, they don't even exist anymore.
Yeah, somebody could. I mean, Ubisoft could take it over and hey, get those employees back in here. You guys want to work on a game that, yeah, let's do it.
All right, moving on. Games with the highest replay value.
The Witcher 3.
What is the question? I don't.
I'm assuming your favorite.
There's a question mark after, what's the highest replay value, so technically that is a question.
Like, what games do we have that we've replayed the most?
Just tell me some good replay value games.
I mean, the one in the background, Minecraft.
No, I said good ones.
Oh shit.
But like you want to know games that I would recommend based on like the amount of times that I've replayed them, right?
Sure, why not?
Okay, so other than like the obvious like Forest and Sons of the Forest, I'm gonna say that let me just look, 426.2 hours of Baldur's Gate 3 on Steam alone would probably be a good recommendation.
Yeah.
Yeah. And since we only got Sons of the Forest, like a couple weeks ago, and I have 140.4 hours clocked in, I'd say that's a good one.
All the Resident Evil, well, not all of them, but like Resident Evil 1, 2, 3,
Resident
4.
Evil
I mean, 4 has got to be up there for me too. I can't even count how many times I've played through Resident Evil 4.
No.
Yeah, shocking. I know. Who would have thought? Oh, wow.
I would say Outbreak would be more of a replay value because if you're playing online with other people, you don't really know what they're gonna do.
Yeah, I mean, if it was still like legitimately playable online, I would say that, but
That's a game that needs to be remade.
yeah, desperately.
All right, we're moving on to the final thing. What's a moment from a non-horror game that scared the crap out of you?
Non-horror game.
Mm-hmm.
What are those? There's gotta be a whole bunch because I get startled easily now.
Would you say Terminator is a horror film?
No, that's an action.
Yeah, it's like action suspense. It does
Yeah,
kind of
so-
have like slasher-y vibes, kind of a little bit.
So yeah, everyone knows about Terminator 2 arcade for me. I was like, those fucking red eyes, man. Fucking that
Yeah.
PS2 when it goes wrong.
Like horror games don't really scare me, so like non-horror games, like I can't think of anything.
Toilet Simulator.
I mean, I suppose there's moments in like, like Lethal Company or whatever where something will just, pop up at you or whatever. Like there's games where you're like insta killed and you're like not expecting it, where you'll kind of like jump. But I don't know if that really counts, because it's more about like you're just tense and in the moment rather than like you're scared.
Lethal Company is a horror game though, or it's
Is it?
It's got monsters and it's got like scary things.
Maybe.
So this is scared of the dark, so anything with a lack of light in dark hallway. So yeah.
I mean, I'm scared of the dark, but in video games, it's just like it's annoying more than anything when it's all dark. It's not. I mean, it's scary, but I'd say like it's not really something that's been scary as much as it's just been like a sudden noise or something, because I startle easily with sudden noises.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's been Nobody Asked Us. Yeah.
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 Alrighty, that's gonna do it for episode 259. Thanks for joining us, everybody. If you enjoy the podcast or any of the content at the Ward, please consider helping us grow by sharing our content, liking the video, and subscribing. You can also support us through patreon.com/theword productions to get exclusive content. Have a great week.
Well done.
And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.